Well, have you ever felt like life is just too much? We've been talking today about the weight of responsibilities in our life, the pressure to succeed, or even the constant challenges can feel overwhelming day to day. So much so that we can feel bound and trapped in our circumstances. We strive for freedom in different ways, but often we're left feeling stuck. The good news that we've heard today is that true freedom can be found, not in escaping our struggles, but in turning to Jesus. In Lamentations 3, verse 19 to 24, we hear from Jeremiah, who was deeply familiar with pain and suffering. And this is what he says: I remember my affliction and my wandering, the bitterness and the gall. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will wait for him. You know, Jeremiah faced the heavy burdens of life's struggles and could have easily been bound by them. Yet, we see in the scripture that he discovered freedom through three powerful truths, and these truths apply to us as well. And when we renew our minds in them, we can actually transform the way we live and find freedom. First, he saw hope in the mercies of God. Every day is a new opportunity because of God's mercies, and they're new every morning. No matter how trapped we may feel, God offers us a fresh start each day, which I'm thankful for. When we focus on his mercies, we can begin to see that today can be different. So maybe right now you're in a season where just getting through the day feels like a struggle, but God hasn't given up on you. Each day brings a chance to experience his grace in a new way, offering us freedom from the burdens of yesterday. Secondly, we see the hope in the faithfulness of God. Jeremiah also reminds us to call to mind, to remember God's faithfulness. Even when everything feels out of control, God remains steadfast. Our feelings may shift and change, but scripture tells us that God's faithfulness never wavers. He is the same today as he was in the past, and he will be the same tomorrow. So when we remember what he has already brought us through, we find strength to face the challenges ahead. Freedom comes from knowing that no matter how tough things get, we can rely on God's unchanging nature. And lastly, we see the hope in the inheritance of God. Jeremiah declares that the Lord is my portion. In other words, God is enough. He is our inheritance, the one who secures our future. When we place our hope in him, we find contentment and peace, even when our world feels overwhelming. The promise of God's presence and plans for our lives gives us freedom, knowing that our future is secure in him. So, if you're feeling bound by the pressures of life, remember that true freedom comes from God. His mercies are new every morning. His faithfulness is never ending, and he is your portion. When we renew our minds in that, we are set free and we build bold